I'm Dom Oliveira, and I'm here at Cloister Inn with four of the officers from the club. So if you guys could just introduce yourselves one by one.
I'm Sam Smitty. I'm the president of Cloister.
I'm Henry Ogilvy. I'm the VP.
I'm Armand Odebas, treasurer.
And I'm Malataki, house manager.
All right. So if you guys could just explain to us what an eating club is, just to start off.
So here, eating clubs are for upperclassmen. They're basically the center of social life here. When you're a sophomore, around this time in February, you'll choose your club and you'll join for the second half of your sophomore year, and then you'll continue on for your last years. Of course, there's 5 sign-in clubs and 6 bicker clubs. Cloister's a sign-in club, so pretty much anybody can join. We take whoever likes us, and we like them, and we're very inclusive, and that's where we want to be.
So what is the difference between the sign-in clubs and the bicker clubs?
So, bicker clubs, each of the 6 clubs have a different process. I'm not exactly clear, like where they differ, but basically it's 3 days of introducing yourself to the members. They get to know you, your character, what you do around campus, everything else. And then later in the week, they'll discuss about if they want you in the club, if they feel you're a right fit for the club. And then you'll either be accepted there or you'll be what we call a host, and you can then either join a signing club or continue to be in the dining halls.
Or go independent.
Or go independent or join a co-op, but that's more details on the Princeton dining options. On the other hand, a signing club gets members from 3 different rounds of sign-ins. We begin with first rounders who sign in at the same time that everybody signs up to bicker. And then after bicker, there's a second round, which is where we get the majority of our members. And then I think later on, I don't know if it's later on in the spring, there's also a third round for people who may have decided later that they wanted to be in a eating club or were a little bit late on it.
Yeah, wait, can I actually add to that? So one of the sort of big pitches Cloister has is with sign-ins, seeing how much fun it is this week, and then deciding to sign in because they're like, oh, I never really thought of joining Cloister before, and I came to Cloister and had a bunch of fun this week, and I want to sign in. And we get a lot of our members through that. And so that's what the event tonight, which we'll tell you later on, is about.
All right. So what are the differences between eating clubs and fraternities and sororities?
Go for it.
Yeah, so a lot of other schools have a very deeply ingrained fraternity or sorority system. Here we do have fraternities and sororities. I usually tell my friends that an eating club is sort of like socially a fraternity or a sorority. We throw all of the large parties on campus. Nightlife sort of centers around here. Princeton doesn't have a bar scene. But we also provide the dining option. And so it's a place that upperclassmen use as a dining hall and a social facility, really. But in terms of being the hub of campus, it really functions a lot like Greek life does on many other campuses across the country.
So what advantages does the sign-in system have over the bicker process?
Really, we highly value inclusiveness here at Cloister and all of the sign-in clubs. We think that's really important. We at Cloister are home to a bunch of different teams. We like for all of our teammates to be able to join us here, and that is something that we might not be able to do at a typical bicker club. You wouldn't be able to guarantee every member of your team a sign-in. So that is one of the major advantages of Cloister and other sign-in clubs. That's certainly a tradition we have here.
Yeah, and I mean, the sort of the name of the game is inclusivity. And if someone shows up and likes the club, even if they're not in a team or an organization, and they just decide they like the people here and they like the vibe they're getting, they like the atmosphere, they like the food, they can sign up and join us, and they are absolutely full members of the club. We hang out with them, we eat with them, we play pool with them, we do all sorts of things with them.
And they can bring all their friends.
And they can bring all their friends too, exactly. So it's the idea is that this is a place where anyone can find a home and really feel comfortable hanging out here all the time.
And we had another officer just join us.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I'm the new social chair.
So what makes Cloister stand out from all the other sign-in clubs?
Well, Cloister has a very defined character compared to the other sign-in clubs. We're like a little bit more active, maybe I don't know, a little rowdier maybe. We're all about our members. I feel, there's no other club I've been to that really interacts with their members as much as our club manager does with the members, or how much we listen to our members. And then a big one is our hot tub. There's not a single club on the street, bigger or sign-in, that has a hot tub other than us. And what else do we got? Oh, Olympians. we have 24 Olympians who have graced these floors, and we're really proud of them. And it ranges from 72, I think, or 64. So I guess I could talk about. Chris Aarons is a very popular one. He won a gold. He was a big member of the team in 2000, and then they pulled him back for the team in 04, and he's given a lot of credit to winning their gold medal then. Actually, fun story, this Canadian, Thomas Hirschmiller, he raced against Chris and got the silver medal in the same race, so they all came for Cloister. So
yeah, pretty crazy to think about. And so we've got our wall of Olympians. One of the taglines that's part of Cloister is that this is a place where everyone knows your name. And not only can anyone come here, but when you come here, you're going to be part of our club, and you're going to be included, and everyone's going to know your name. Everyone's going to hang out with you. There's, mixed up pool games. We've got mixed up eating downstairs. It's about everyone coming here, and then when you're here, you're part of the club.
Sure, yeah. I don't know if y'all have already covered this, but I feel like we have the reputation of being mostly crew and swim, and while we do get a lot of crew and swim, which is great, what I love about Cloister is getting to know people off the crew team. Like, I've gotten to know a lot of the guys on the swim team, cross country, people who don't do like a sport, and that's one thing that I really learned to love about Cloister is, like, I don't know, realizing that it's not the stereotype that we all came in believing.
It's really a pirate ship. We have the oarsmen, the swimmers, the lifeguards, the boarding party, the cross-country team, the fencers. Yep. We're really armed to the teeth here.
Now, you guys mentioned that you guys were a little rowdier than all the other clubs, and you guys are doing something pretty rowdy tonight. Why don't you tell us about that?
So despite this being advertised as the 33rd annual Car Smash at Cloister Inn, this is actually the first ever Car Smash at Princeton. And so when we took our term as new officers, we were looking for ways to sort of spice things up, maybe do things a little differently at the club. And we came up with this idea. Maybe watched a few too many high school football movies about teams in Texas, having fun and doing crazy stuff like that. But we got this idea to get a beat-up used car and bring it into the backyard and have some fun. So maybe Matt or Armand, you guys want to talk about the trials and tribulations of getting the car?
You can talk about it.
You got it.
All right. So we basically tried to look on Craigslist to find some cars, and of course Craigslist can be a very sketchy place. A few calls of just like, this is a little too weird, I'm gonna leave. This is edited, right? There was a house that might be or be a crack house with a beat up truck. The owners weren't there. What else did we do?
Drove through scrap yards.
Oh, right. We hit every single scrapyard in Trenton, discovered the inner workings of the used car economy, of the more rundown parts of some of New Jersey's old steel towns, and didn't actually manage to find anything, though we became intimately familiar with much of downtown Trenton.
We saw some people breaking into a building. Yeah, that happened. Where? In Trenton. Well, yeah.
They had a crowbar.
Yeah, pretty sure it was breaking and entering, but you know.
We left quickly.
Good. But wait, tell them about the car we actually got.
So the car we actually got was it was on Trenton. It was actually very near here. It was a 99 Nissan Mercury Sable. We got it for about $500. It runs. It leaks. It probably discharges oil all over the road. But we bought oil absorbent. We don't have a license plate for it. We don't have insurance on it. It did pass inspection, so we got that going for us. We do have a title. This is my first car, actually, the first car I own. Thank you. Yeah, we drove it back with none of the required documentation that we needed. Sorry. Not sorry.
So we have a couple implements for you all to use. We have a crowbar. We have a maul.
What's a maul?
A maul is this funny little tool that's a sledgehammer on one side and an axe on the other. We also have a hatchet, right? Yep. We have a sledgehammer, of course. Yep. Do we have a baseball bat?
No, we didn't get a baseball bat.
We didn't get a baseball bat.
So
So you can't take a Louisville Slugger to both headlights. But you can smash a hole in all four tires. Yep. And he'd better think the next time he cheats.
So anything else you guys want to say about Cloister before we close up?
Fuck, bicker, drink beer.
Cloister is moisture.
hot tub, hot tub, hot tub.
Warm, welcoming, and wet.
Most attractive membership.
All right. Thank you guys very much, and we look forward to the car smash tonight.